Welcome to the CompTIA A+ Prepcast presented by baremetalcyber.com. Mobile malware has become an increasingly urgent concern due to the central role smartphones now play in personal and professional life. These devices are always connected, frequently contain sensitive information, and are often used for communication, banking, and authentication. Because of this high-value target environment, attackers continually evolve methods to infiltrate both Android and iOS systems. The two platforms have different architectures and security models, which means they each present distinct threat surfaces. The A+ certification includes mobile malware as a tested topic, with an emphasis on identifying symptoms and applying appropriate mitigation techniques to restore secure usage. Rooting and jailbreaking are common terms associated with mobile malware risk and must be clearly understood for the exam. Rooting refers to bypassing Android's built-in controls, while jailbreaking refers to the same process on iOS. Both practices remove manufacturer and operating system restrictions, granting full administrative access to the device. While this allows installation of custom software or unsupported apps, it also disables key protections, such as sandboxing, permission controls, and automatic integrity checks. This elevated access makes the device more vulnerable to malware and data exfiltration, and such devices are often disqualified from enterprise environments. Rooted or jailbroken devices undermine fundamental mobile security controls. Once administrative access is granted, malicious apps can gain unrestricted access to the file system, sensors, and private data. These malicious programs can also install root-level components that remain active even after reboots or factory resets. Because of these risks, many security-conscious apps, including mobile banking and digital payment platforms, incorporate root detection features. If the app detects a rooted device, it may refuse to launch or block access to critical features to prevent compromise of financial or personal information. Mobile malware reaches devices through multiple vectors that exploit user behavior and weak defenses. One of the most common methods is sideloading, where users install apps from outside the official app stores. Malware can also be delivered via phishing messages that contain malicious links or attachments, as well as through aggressive advertising networks that serve infected payloads. Fake app stores or cloned websites often distribute compromised apps disguised as games, utilities, or even productivity tools. These apps appear legitimate on the surface, but may include hidden malware designed to steal data or control the device. The exam expects familiarity with the signs of mobile malware infection. These indicators often include sudden battery drain, persistent overheating, or a noticeable decline in device performance. Apps may crash unexpectedly, or the user may discover unexplained charges on their account. In some cases, the device may begin behaving erratically, such as activating the screen without input, or launching apps without user interaction. Users might also notice unfamiliar apps with excessive permissions that were not intentionally installed. Recognizing these symptoms is crucial for identifying and removing malware before it causes lasting damage. Adware is a specific type of malware designed to serve aggressive advertisements and often leads to unwanted push notifications. These programs may be installed as part of a bundled app or through browser redirects. Once active, adware can display full-screen ads, lock the screen, or prevent users from closing the ad without interacting. In addition to being disruptive, adware frequently collects user behavior and device information to maximize its monetization potential. This can lead to additional privacy concerns, and its removal often requires both uninstalling the app and clearing browser data or cache files. Spyware and stalkerware are dangerous forms of mobile malware designed to secretly collect user data over extended periods. These tools may monitor text messages, GPS locations, call logs, browsing history, and other sensitive information. In some cases, spyware is installed by attackers exploiting vulnerabilities, but it may also be deployed by individuals with physical access to the device, such as acquaintances or family members. Detection of spyware is difficult without specialized security tools because these apps are often hidden from the application list and designed to avoid triggering user suspicion. Credential theft is another high-risk area in mobile malware, and the exam may include scenarios involving fake login screens. Malicious apps or screen overlays can mimic the appearance of legitimate login forms, tricking users into entering passwords or multi-factor authentication codes. Once captured, these credentials can be used for account takeover or further phishing attacks. Browser-based attacks also contribute to credential theft, where pop-ups or redirects imitate trusted websites. Knowing how to identify fake interfaces and prevent unauthorized access is a key skill for exam success in the mobile security domain. A common scenario seen in exam questions involves a user who installs a free flashlight app, unaware that it requests high-level permissions. After installation, the app begins accessing the microphone, contacts, and SMS messages, while the device experiences rapid battery drain and constant ad displays. This situation illustrates how apps can hide malicious behavior behind basic functionality. The proper response includes uninstalling the app, reviewing permissions, and running a trusted mobile security scan. Once removed, the device typically returns to normal performance, and future risks can be minimized by avoiding unnecessary apps. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Mobile malware does not always depend on malicious code alone. In many cases, poorly secured apps themselves may lead to data leaks without ever being infected. For example, an application may store sensitive user data in plain text on the local device, making it accessible to other apps or attackers. In other cases, an app may transmit personal data over the internet without using encryption, exposing information like usernames, passwords, or location details. Even well-intentioned apps can pose risks if developed without proper security controls. For this reason, the exam stresses the importance of using reputable, regularly updated applications that follow secure development practices. Attackers also leverage malicious SMS messages and messaging app links to deliver malware or initiate phishing campaigns. These messages may contain links that lead to malicious APK files or direct the user to fraudulent websites that prompt for sensitive data. Some links initiate automatic downloads or request excessive permissions disguised as updates or system alerts. Users should be trained to avoid clicking unknown links, even if they appear to come from contacts or mimic trusted brands. The certification includes scenarios that require identifying risky links and responding appropriately before damage occurs. Rogue app stores present another serious risk and are often covered in mobile security objectives. These unofficial platforms offer modified or cracked versions of popular apps that may include embedded malware. Because they bypass official App Store policies and vetting procedures, these apps can gain access to device functions without proper oversight. The risk is compounded by the fact that these stores may imitate the appearance of trusted platforms, luring users into a false sense of safety. For exam purposes, remember that Google Play and the Apple App Store remain the safest sources for mobile software, despite occasional lapses. To defend against these varied threats, mobile devices should be equipped with protection tools tailored to the platform. These tools may include mobile antivirus programs, real-time threat scanning engines, and web filtering utilities that block access to known malicious sites. In enterprise environments, mobile device management systems can enforce app whitelists, restrict installation of unauthorized apps, and automatically respond to detected threats. The exam expects familiarity with both consumer-level and administrator-level tools for maintaining device integrity. Routine permission audits and periodic scans are also encouraged to catch problems early. Using a virtual private network, or VPN, is another way to increase mobile device security, particularly when connected to public or untrusted Wi-Fi networks. A VPN encrypts all network traffic, making it more difficult for attackers to intercept sensitive information or carry out man-in-the-middle attacks. It also helps obscure the user's browsing activity from potential eavesdroppers or advertisers. When used in combination with a secure domain name system service, a VPN can add an additional layer of protection. The exam may include questions that relate to mobile use of vPage's ends, especially when accessing corporate resources. There are several recommended practices that reduce the risk of mobile malware infection. These include keeping the operating system up to date, avoiding sideloading of apps from unofficial sources, and reviewing app permissions before and after installation. Users should also avoid clicking unknown links, whether they arrive via text, email, or pop-up. Basic protections such as screen lock, device encryption, and biometric authentication add another layer of safety by preventing unauthorized access, even if the device is physically compromised. These preventative measures are central to the exam's focus on secure device configuration. Although app stores offer a level of protection through automated malware scanning, these systems are not infallible. Occasionally, malicious apps manage to bypass App Store vetting by disguising their behavior or delaying activation until after installation. To protect themselves, users can monitor user reviews, download counts, and requested permissions for red flags. An app with very few reviews, a suspiciously low download count, or requests for unnecessary access should be considered high risk. Even app updates can introduce new vulnerabilities or change behaviors, so users should remain vigilant and informed about the software on their devices. When malware is suspected, mobile devices should be examined using a systematic response process. First, uninstall any suspicious apps and reset browser settings if needed. Next, run a reputable security scan using a trusted tool. If symptoms persist, such as excessive battery drain, crashing, or persistent ads, a factory reset may be required to eliminate deeper infections. After the device is restored, users should change any passwords that may have been exposed during the infection period. This process reflects the recommended response path covered in the certification for addressing mobile security breaches. In cases where a device is lost, stolen, or confirmed to be infected, remote lock and wipe functions may be used to prevent data exposure. These features are typically linked to a Google account for Android or an Apple ID for iOS. Remote lock allows the user to freeze access to the device, while remote wipe erases all content to ensure no data remains accessible. For these tools to be effective, they must be configured ahead of time. The exam may test knowledge of remote wipe prerequisites and the appropriate context for triggering them. To conclude, mobile malware can take many forms, from rooted device exploitation to excessive ads, data leakage, or credential theft. Recognizing the symptoms, such as app instability, high resource usage, and unauthorized behavior, is the first step in protecting against these threats. The most effective defenses come from proactive measures, including using only trusted app sources, regularly auditing permissions, and maintaining up-to-date security tools. Mobile malware is a frequent topic in the A+ exam's mobile security section, and mastering these concepts will ensure readiness when answering related questions. Thank you for listening. Please visit baremetalcyber.com for more cybersecurity information, podcasts, books, and more.